Hey, how's everyone doing? Yay. All right. Looks like we just need at least one more voting member to make sure we've got quorum. Dr. Hill, no background tonight. How about that?
And no background tonight.
Hey, Chuck, welcome aboard. All right. Hello again, everyone else. We've got a few more coming in, but since it is exactly 6 and we do have our quorum, let's go ahead and just get things started a bit. Let me pull my agenda. Great. All right. I'd love to go ahead and call the meeting to order if I may have a motion.
I move that we call the meeting to order.
Do I have a second?
I will happily second that.
All right. All those in favor?
Hi.
Fantastic. Meeting is officially called to order. Let's take a quick look at the minutes from the special called meeting on the 2nd. Has everyone had a chance to review that, or was there a question or any comments, any adjustments that needed to be made? All right. Well, then if there is nothing else on those minutes, may I have a motion to approve the minutes from March the 2nd of this year? But not all at once.
I move that we approve the minutes from March
2nd. All right.
Sure.
And a second?
I'll second that since Chuck and I are doing our thing.
All those in favor of approving the minutes from March 2nd of this year? Fantastic. Those minutes are now officially approved. According to my email, I don't have any speakers for tonight. Is that correct, Stephen?
That is correct.
All right.
I'll double check real quick, but yeah, there wasn't any. Nope.
All right. Not a problem. Well, then I will jump right in with the latest on the director's search. It has been quite a process, several hours. I think the last round was essentially a full day, roughly about 7.5-ish hours of interviews amongst everyone, maybe 8 or so. I lose count. So again, I would like to publicly thank everyone who's been involved in that process. Those meetings with the transition team, in addition to those interviews, working on that bank of questions, all of that, huge thank you to everyone involved. We do have it narrowed down to 3 people who will be coming to the campus on March the 24th. I think we're going to start around 9 or 10 that morning, and they're going to have a chance to ask some questions, get to know us, ask a few questions about our community, that kind of thing. We're going to spend roughly about an hour with each candidate in different groups. They will be seeing not just board members, but staff and I think some parents from the PCN, if I'm not mistaken, so that we can get some feedback from all of our stakeholders. And shortly after that, we'll all convene and hash it all out and make some final decisions from that. I do believe that a vast majority of the board, for sure, I think the voting members will be available that day and on campus. For some of us, it'll be the first time we've laid eyes on each other in about a year, like real eyes. So that's exciting too. Anyone else? Am I missing anything in I was trying to give like a broad nutshell update on that.
Has it been decided when the actual position will be offered, or are we playing that by ear depending on conversations?
I think there was a tentative date in our plan, which of course is not in front of me right now, but I want to say we had hoped to have an offer to someone by the beginning of May. I want to say, does that sound right to others who have seen that plan?
It'd be a vote, Lakeisha, in April
Right.
for the board, and then depending on what that person's availability is, it would start anywhere from May to June, but the start date, the official start date would be July at the latest.
Sounds right. And we are in the process of doing the background checks now for the final 3. So that way there are no hurdles or surprises to come down the line. We certainly don't want to make an offer just to find out that there was something to be worried about in that background check. Anything else that I may have missed, or any other questions on any of that? We're getting close. We're getting really, really close. It's exciting stuff. All right, let's move on to the next piece of our agenda. Miss Mallory, you have an update for us on the budget?
Yes, I'm happy to share. Well, I can't, but in the budget agenda, you guys can see the dashboard and the budget that is presented there. We have received in revenue about the same amount of percentage that we have spent in our budget. So we are on track, and we still have a healthy surplus there. We are currently in the works with the finance team and several other committees submitting budget requests and potential requests for that surplus. And as we get that and prioritize it, we'll be sharing that with you in the future. But the budget is on track. If those of you who have looked at it, do you have any questions about it? I want to move on too quickly. No? All right. So the parking lot update is that it is almost done, the parking lot part of it. They are finishing up the front section. There was a recent change order that the city has come back and said that the sidewalk to nowhere needed to extend out a little bit further than our original plans for them to kind of sign off and get our certificate of occupancy, which is known as a CO, is how I'll refer to it. To get our CO, we do have to add a little bit more to that front sidewalk that sits between Shipyard and the parking lot. It is underway. We are delaying the install of the aluminum fence for a brief little while we submit some plans to hopefully get a few more trees. We have some tree credits removed from the playground to give a couple more open spaces, and we don't want to enclose the playground with the aluminum fence until the heavy equipment has had a chance to come in and complete all those things and then roll away. We do have a couple other areas when it comes to water runoff that or a punch list from Honeycutt, who was our contractor, and the city did an inspection, and so they're cleaning up that punch list. The expectation of when all of it will be finished should be within the next 3 weeks or so. Now that's finished to hand over to us, meaning like the landscaping is down, the sidewalks are in, the fence is up, but that's not necessarily like the installation of old playground equipment. That's in the works, old or new. Playground equipment may or may not be ready in 3 weeks, but as far as the use of the parking lot and the space, we're hoping for 3 weeks, which is exciting.
Wow.
You haven't had a chance to look at it, come by and see it. Anybody have any questions on the parking lot or the playground?
Even after the installation of playground equipment, more or less, what time frame, what schedule are we looking at from to this finish line, I guess?
Well, I mean, it'll certainly be usable for people to, run around and play on it. We put the soccer nets back up. But as far as ordering playground equipment, we're still working with some students and faculty to kind of decide what it is that they want and give a placement of where they want it. So old equipment should be able to get, I hate to use the word old, but the equipment we had previously should be able to be installed fairly quickly. But anything that is newer would, it all depends on how long it takes to order it, get it in and get it installed. So we could just be adding to it over time.
Okay.
It could be a few months before everything's in, or it could be a few weeks. It just depends on what we land on and how long it takes to get it in and install.
Nice.
Yeah. Any other questions on the parking lot? All righty. So Blue Clay Road update is that all of the documents have been signed as far as the purchase agreement. Before signing, of course, Ward and Smith, our attorneys, reviewed all of it, including the agreement between us and George, as well as the purchase agreement, and signatures have gone out, and we are in that time frame of them doing research. I've not heard anything back, which could be a good thing, good and bad. That's not a lot happening, which means that maybe all things are going as planned and hopefully moving forward towards that April 15th date. So we're sort of in a holding pattern to see what they discover during this time period. Any questions on Blue Clay? All right, just jump in and stop me if I get too fast. Resignation. We did have a staff resignation of a beloved staff member, our behaviorist. She has resigned and is moving into a different position, and we will, not at CFCI, at a different school where her family is, and so we will miss her, and we are actively engaged in filling that role. We have some second interviews actually coming up on Friday for that.
Who was it? You didn't say a name.
Jenny Campbell. It was our social worker and behavior interventionist. Yes. Okay. So the next portion, I don't have control over. Someone else will have to guide us to a closed session.
Are we going to have that closed session tonight? I guess that's a question for Kim as well.
Yes. I saw Kim shake her head.
Yes, we planned on doing that, Lakeisha.
Okay, making sure. All right, I just need a motion to go into closed session, citing personnel. And this would be voting members only, correct? May I have
it's a personnel issue, so you may want to include me, but that's up to you.
Yes. So sorry. Yes, may I please have a motion to go into closed session for voting members only, plus Mallory and I think Kim.
Yeah.
I can make the motion to go into closed session for consideration of personnel contracts, voting members plus Kim and Mallory.
This is Tiffany. I'll second.
Thank you, Stephen and Tiffany. If all those are in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Thank you so much. We are about to go into closed session. We'll just wait for our movement over to the break room.
I got invited, but I'm not supposed to go, right?
Yeah. They putting us in a different breakout room to wait? Or is
You're
that just
muted.
Probably because we're on live YouTube.
Oh,
Okay.
so should we go to that breakout room?
probably go then?
All right.
Yes,
See you there.
I assigned breakout rooms to everybody just so that everybody had somewhere to transition to. The voting members are in the other room.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.